Welcome to the Transformation series. In this series, we're going to be talking about everything pertaining to the transformation that comes with being a child of God. We're going to be talking about navigating life as a kingdom girl and living a life that glorifies God. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. There are topics under this series, and each topic comes with a devotional. The link to each devotional will be left in the description box down below. So listen, read, and stay blessed. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Girls Guide with me, Ariayola Kunju. Today, we are going to be talking about modesty. So recently, I think it's been a couple years now, modesty has been a very popular topic, just generally, not just online on like the Christian side of social media, but generally. And I've heard a lot, seen a lot, and thought a lot about modesty. And I was like, why not share my experience and what God has taught me concerning modesty? So yes, if you are interested in learning more about modesty or just learning more about being a kingdom girl, then stick around, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this video. So first things first, what is modesty? The reason I even decided to speak about modesty is because of the focus that modesty is shifted to. From what I've seen, from the content that I've seen online, modesty is really focused on, there's an emphasis placed on clothing, and modesty is a lot more than what you wear. Modesty is not just about your clothing, it's not just about your wardrobe, hence why I decided that I would, talk about what I've learned. So no, modesty is not clothing, it's not long skirts and long sleeve shirts. It's not about what you it's not just about what you wear. Modesty is a lot deeper than that. Modesty, in essence, is a heart posture. It's about the state of your heart, and it's about your intentions behind everything you do and what your actions, words, and wardrobe represents. Another thing I want people to understand is modesty is a term that exists outside of Christianity. It's a term that exists outside of religion. So even if you understand modesty as a concept on its own, you also have to understand modesty in terms of religion and then in terms of your own religion. Now that I've brought that to light, what is modesty in Christianity? Romans 12 tells us that we should not be conformed to the patterns of the world, but transformed by the renewal of our minds. Meaning, we are not like the world. We are called to be set apart. We are called to be different. We do not follow the patterns of the world. We do not follow what the world says. We do not follow what the world does. When the world sees us, they should see something completely different from what they are used to, from what they know, and sometimes from what they even accept. So when we talk about modesty as a Christian, whether you are a boy or a girl, it means representing in words, in actions, and in appearance. It means representing Christ. When they see you, what do they see? And if you tell them that, oh yes, I'm here to represent Jesus, are they shocked, or did they expect it from when they saw, heard, and watched you? So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, I want to talk about the heart of modesty. And what do I mean and what do I mean by the heart of modesty? I mean humility. Modesty requires a lot of surrender. And I feel another reason that I decided to speak about this topic is because of the glorification of modesty. It's become more aesthetic than practical, which, it is encouraging. I mean, if we make it aesthetic, it will encourage people to do it. But we also have to understand that there is more practicality than aesthetics to this journey of modesty, because it's not about just putting on a long dress. It's about who you are. It's about your heart. It's more about what's within than what is without, because at the end of the day, the external is an expression of the internal. How you present yourself is an expression of who you are on the inside. So the heart of modesty is humility. It is rooted in humility, because modesty in its simplest form is surrendering to the Holy Spirit. As a Christian, modesty is surrendering. is allowing God to change and transform you so that you become an expression of Him. An online definition of modesty. An online definition of modesty is regard for decency of behavior, speech, and dress. In 2 Corinthians 5 verse 20, I believe, God tells us that we are ambassadors for Christ. No, Paul. It was Paul that said we are ambassadors for Christ, and we are making his appeal to the world. He's making his appeal to the world through us. So when we talk about modesty, we are talking about what people see and experience when they meet you. How do you talk? How do you act? How do you treat people? What do people feel like when they meet you? What are people's experiences with you? What do they say about you? Honestly, not like, but what do they say about you, and how do they feel about you, and how do you make them feel? Because, like I said previously, the external is a manifestation of the internal. Hence why, I hope I'm recording. Okay. Hence why your internal is more important than the external. Your surrender to God will be revealed in your dressing. It's true. Your surrender to God will be revealed in your speech. And your surrender to God will be revealed in your actions. The Bible has already told us that the fruits of the Spirit are given to those who have the Spirit living in them. And these fruits grow as your relationship with God gets stronger. We are also told that the more we behold the face of God, the more we are transformed into His image. Your relationship with God, or the strength of your relationship with God, will be expressed in how you dress and how you speak and how you act, and that in itself is modesty. So now that I've spoken about the true meaning and heart of modesty, how do we dress modestly? Because at the end of the day, not everybody is going to speak to you, not everybody is going to experience you. Some people are just going to see you. So dressing is very important. I will not negate the importance of dressing, of what you wear. So as Christian girls, what do we wear if we want to be modest? I want to start with saying modesty, even though there is general immodesty, like no doubt, no arguments, that is immodest. Modesty for the most part is very subjective and individualistic. First things first, everybody has different bodies, and different parts of different people's bodies are different. As a girl, I hope you get what I'm saying. What I will say is ask yourself 2 questions, actually, not just one. The first question you should always ask yourself before doing anything, speaking, acting, and dressing: why? Why do I want to wear this? And do I feel comfortable? Those are 2 very important questions that we should be asking ourselves. The third question, actually, no, now I've increased it to 4. Why do I feel comfortable? Am I glorifying God? And would a queen wear this? So now I'm going to swap the questions around. The first question is, am I glorifying God with this outfit, with this speech, with this action? The second is, would a queen wear this? Because I can't remember whether it was a sermon or a meeting with Bishop David Oyedepo, but he said that since he was a teenager, I believe, he would dress and then look in the mirror and ask himself, would a king wear this? And when he said it, I was like, you know what? Period. I'm going to do that now. So ask yourself, would a queen wear this? Because you are royalty. You are. So if you do not act like royalty, I guess you're robbing yourself. Ask yourself, would a queen wear this? Third question, why am I wearing this? Why am I wearing this? Why? Ask yourself why, because nobody can answer the question for you but you. Why are you wearing it? And the last question, does it make you comfortable? Because life is too short to be uncomfortable for the sake of pleasing who is not looking at you. Please God, please yourself, live your life. That's that. About that, I hope I've been able to cover all bases with this modesty chat. I hope that I was able to shed more light on the topic of modesty, and I hope that I hope that even as I spoke, God spoke to you louder and clearer than me. And I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, contributions, or contributions, please let me know in the comments down below. If you would want me to talk about anything, please let me know. And yes, this was interesting to talk about. I'm very grateful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, week, year, and life. I'll see you in the next video, which by God's grace should be very soon. By God's grace, I'm learning how to be more and more consistent. So yes, thank you all so much for thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys. And